People make mistakes all the time, and even when it comes to your finances, it's perfectly normal. You are not alone if you've made a few financial mistakes, but if you repeatedly commit the same mistakes over and over again, then that's a different story. Avoiding future headaches and putting yourself in a good financial position can be accomplished by learning from these 10 typical money mistakes, which we'll be sharing with you in today's video. Number 1. Overspending. When you're earning a steady paycheck for the first time in your life soon after college, it can be tempting to spend your money. It may be tempting to buy that new auto, move into a new home, or travel first class. But if your income is insufficient to pay for these expenses, you may find yourself living paycheck to paycheck. This problem is comparable to lifestyle inflation, in which your costs of living rise as your income rises. The majority of individuals believe that they should treat themselves to something nice once they get paid, even though an increase in income shouldn't cause you to raise your standard of living. Rather, you should use this stream of cash to make investments and buy assets to build your wealth. To impress others is likely the main motivation for many to spend more than they can afford. They spend because they have low self-esteem and feel inferior to other people without these financial possessions, but this is bad logic. Another reason for overspending is social media. Massive amounts of money are spent by those who want to appear wealthy but aren't. This method of making an impression is an endless staircase. There will always be someone to compete with or brag to. To make sure you don't spend more than you earn, be wise and develop a budget and monitor your spending. Number 2, have a single bank account. For a number of reasons, having just one bank account is risky. First off, managing your finances will be quite challenging if you have only one bank account. You're forced to save all of your emergency, bill, and college funds in one place if you have just one bank account. If you overspend with this money, you run the danger of not having access to emergency funds or funds for tuition when you need them. You ought to have at least 3 bank accounts because of this. 3 accounts should be set aside. One for emergency cash in case something unexpected happens, one for day-to-day expenses, and one for leisure or travel. And you ought to create an untouchable account if you want to take it to a new level. You may automate your savings routine and make sure your wealth increases over time by using this account as a savings account to which paycheck deductions are made each month. Number 3. Utilizing quick money schemes. One of the best ways to lose money is to participate in get-rich-quick schemes. As they say, with quick money comes quick troubles. Therefore, being involved in a money scheme will almost always result in difficulty. Get-rich-quick schemes, as well as make-money-overnight claims, are all aimed to benefit the scheme's developer at your expense. Exercise care if you're considering new business initiatives and come across options that seem to offer high rewards with little risk. To sum it up, always use your best judgment before signing anything if you want to get money quickly. Number 4. Using credit cards excessively. Credit cards can be a practical tool for a lot of people, but they can also be a direct route to debt for others. Even though some business applications require credit cards, relying on them excessively might lead to financial catastrophe. Using credit cards encourages impulsive purchases. It gives you the impression that anything is within your means with just one simple swipe. Develop the practice of paying with cash instead, if you find yourself spending too much on credit. Whenever you pay with cash, you're directly handing over money, and you'll experience the financial impact of the purchase far more strongly than when you pay with credit. Number 5. Fear of taking financial risks. As they say, no risk, no reward, so you must take chances in order to be successful financially. But you should weigh the risks you take. A savings account offers a normal interest rate of 0.09%, and although investing in an index fund has a larger risk, your money will never grow and earn that amount of interest. Instead, making a calculated risk that is worthwhile to take would be to invest in an index fund. An index fund tracks the trends of the entire stock market. This strategy has traditionally offered returns of 7% yearly. Number 6. Ignoring the financial effects of smoking and drug use. While using a few drugs in your younger years may have seemed perfectly normal, cool, and enjoyable at the time, the truth is that continued usage may have a very detrimental impact on your health and finances. You can see that many drug and cigarette users are hindering their ability to achieve financial independence once you analyze how much money they spend per week or per year. Unfortunately, peer pressure and curiosity lead to this practice in many smokers and drug users. Long-term effects of this behavior include a significant cost to your wealth and health. So do your best to avoid spending money on these things. Number 7. Making unwise investment decisions. Investments can be extremely difficult, and several people invest their money based on recommendations from friends or a strong belief that the prices of well-known stocks will continue to rise. Real estate is a type of asset that almost everyone appears eager to invest in. Many believe that they're financially secure once they acquire an investment property. They believe that the rent payments will just begin to arrive each month and that their revenue will soar. This rarely happens. Oftentimes, tenants fail to make payments, appliances malfunction, or your property's value drops. The fact is, there's risk involved in all sorts of investment. Prior to investing their hard-earned money in a certain market or product, smart investors know that knowledge is the key to making their assets generate a consistent stream of income. In other words, do your research and don't just choose a business because your friends are successful in it or if a salesperson told you about all the wonderful advantages it has to offer. Number 8. Relying on a single source of income. The majority of people live their lives with only one source of income, which is typically a salary. However, despite what many might think, jobs aren't always secure. You should picture yourself as a tree when it comes to your sources of income. They have several branches that produce fruits and flowers, and you should too. You should continue to create and pick up new skills so that you can make your money work for you. This is a sensible and secure way to get some sleep at night. Number 9. Lack of an emergency fund. We all know that life doesn't always go as planned, and there are occasions when you need money to get yourself out of a jam. For example, your car might unexpectedly stop working properly, your washer might break down, or you might lose your job. Since almost everything in life comes with a price, it's crucial to have an emergency fund set up. Failure to do so would be a costly financial mistake. Fortunately, you can avoid being one of these individuals. These funds can be easily saved. All you need to do is ask your employer to set up an automatic 10% deduction from your income, which will divert a portion of your paycheck to an emergency savings account. How do you determine when you've saved enough, though? The majority of financial experts advise you to save up for 6 months' worth of living costs, but if you want to be especially careful, 1 year's worth is a terrific target to make. Number 10. Saving money instead of investing. Money that's kept in a bank depreciates over time as a result of inflation. However, money multiplies when it's correctly invested. That's how easy it is. Sure, savings are necessary for investing, but without a solid plan, money saved will ultimately be wasted on unnecessary items. For instance, if you put money in your bank, you might be tempted to buy a new car, some designer clothing, or go out to eat. Instead, you should invest that money to make it work for you. All of these opportunities, whether they come in the form of real estate, rates, stocks, or startups, provide a way to generate a new source of income and are much more financially rewarding than allowing your money to lose value while it's in the bank. You probably have done at least one of these mistakes while handling your finances, and that's fine. The secret is to recognize and comprehend financial mistakes so that you can try to stop them from happening again in the future. That's a wrap for this episode, which we hope you enjoyed and learned something from. How many of these money mistakes have you made? Please let us know in the comments section below, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.